I just wanted to talk about a way that, a very important way that a projector can dissolve bitterness. So one of our not self themes is bitterness if we're not being recognized by the world. And how we can dissolve that is by recognizing ourselves. So I make it a practice to recognize myself. I just wanted to share an experience that happened recently when my husband and I were out for a project or a job that he was working. So after he was done working, and we decided we were going to take a walk on the boardwalk. And as we're walking to the boardwalk, we come upon another couple who we told them where we were going. They asked if they could join us. We said yes. They were friendly, nice couple, not sensing any vibes, all of that good stuff. And we proceeded to walk to the boardwalk, and we sat down and we started to talk. And having a great time. It actually was very nice. These people were very nice. And it just so happens that the gentleman, so it was a young man and his best friend. And his best friend, it was a young man and his best friend. And he began to talk about some things that he was experiencing, that he had been going through in his life. And me being a projector was clearly seeing, or rather, I had questions. So I said, may I, tell you what I'm seeing or ask you some questions? And he said, yes. So initially, I was just asking him questions. I could, he's saying certain things, I'm asking certain questions. It was just very evident what was happening, and I asked again. I kept asking. So every couple of minutes I would ask, is it okay if I tell you what I'm getting? Is it okay? He kept saying yes. Is it okay? He kept saying yes. He was, and so was my husband, frankly, and so was his girlfriend, astounded by what I was saying, what I was seeing, what I was getting, the fact that I was as accurate as I was, and I didn't know this gentleman at all. His friend was sitting to the left of me, and she said to me, oh my goodness. Now, they've been friends for years. She said to me, do you go to school for psychology? Are you a psychologist? And I said, no. And she said, she is going to school for psychology, and she is 1 year away from her master's degree. And she said, every single thing that I said is exactly what she would have said as a psychology major and as a psychologist. And asked me, how was I able to see what I saw? And I told her, I can hear his heart. As he's talking to me, his heart, I can hear his heart above and beyond his words. And so for me, and I made a gesture from the ethers to me, to his, the connection to all of it, because I'm connected to all of it. So I can easily hear what is happening. And she was astounded. But then she said this. You have psychology in your future. I have psychology in my future. So she did not recognize the natural ability. She did recognize it. She saw it. She witnessed it and said specifically that she is 1 year away from her master's in psychology. So I don't know how long it takes for someone to go to school to get a master's in psychology. However, you witnessed my capability, and you still proceeded to tell me that I needed to go to school for psychology, or that psychology was in my future. Now, the point of me sharing this is that if I did not recognize myself and I allowed projection toward me from someone else to influence how I feel about myself, I could suffer problems with self-worth, because I would decide that what I think about myself is worth less than what she has accepted as mastery from society, and what society says is worth my capabilities. I'm already doing. I'm already capable. I already have mastery over understanding, when I'm speaking with someone, my hearing of the heart of an individual versus having to go to school for years. And I don't discount that for anyone who has or who is going to school for that. That is what you are doing, decided to do, need to do. However, there are people in this world who have this capability already. She witnessed it. She experienced it. My husband kept bringing it back to my attention. He kept saying, "Oh my goodness." And for the most part, for a great deal of the discussion, I was asking questions. But the questions were so accurate, poignant, and profound that they were transforming the individual as I was asking. And because I can hear above and beyond the words, I address that. I speak to that, not what you're trying to influence by your words. I'm not going to go any further. My point is projection, bitterness, recognition. We must recognize ourselves. Once we recognize ourselves and accept what we are capable of, what we are not only capable of, but what we're doing, the actuality of what we do. This is the beginning of the dissolving of bitterness for you. And then when you experience a projection, such as I did, you're able to allow it to just flow off your back, because you know that that person just isn't aware of you. You're able to allow that projection to just roll off your back because you understand it is a projection. I'll stop there.